hopefully for the entire live stream. This is Friday, and I'm on 9 days off for spring break. It's March the 8th, 2024, 7 p.m. Central Time. And this is the 170th, 170 Coffee Talk live stream. Joseph Moore, hello. How you doing? I'm in a festive mood this evening. I hope you're doing okay. You are the first in here. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I guess it's not fun when you have rain and you're working. Please leave a like to support the channel. It would be greatly appreciated. I've had that happen to me. You know, I've had it happen to me. You got to run out to your vehicle, it's raining, or you got to run in from your vehicle, it's raining, and not fun. It's that time of year. It's like spring. Springtime is here, and the weather's in transition. You still have people up north having a little bit of snow, shockingly to them. Hey, I was trying to get the garden up and running and doing blah blah blah, and then whoop, we had snow. That happens. Yeah, and I know you probably don't want to work around electricity when it's wet. Isn't that a big no-no? I think that's a big no-no, to be around electricity when it's wet. So I have been ordering items, and I had a delivery of a couple of things today that I'd ordered. This one, I'm pretty sure I know what it is. This one, I think it might be multiple things. But I'm going to open those up. We'll see what we have. Little Lone Prepper, how's it going? Joseph's been keeping me company for the last going on 5 minutes. We've been here trying to talk and wait for a few more to come in. Hey, I got off at 2:30. My boss let me leave early. It was the last day of the quarter, third quarter. And I had all my grades submitted. I had my progress stuff submitted, my special ed stuff submitted. KP Heathen, how's it going? And the boss said you can leave at 2:30. So I went over to my central office where I had to pick up a check, and they still didn't get the amount right. But they did give me some more money. And I put it down to the situation of my hiring. You know, I guess they're on their game at the beginning of a hiring process, you know, beginning of the year. they get all these people prior to the start of the year, and they get them all set up, and there's no question about what they make, and they get paid this, they get paid that, they get this stipend, they get that stipend, blah 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 blah, whatever. And then you bring somebody in and you string them along for 6 weeks, and then they finally get a contract after the first 6 weeks of school, and then every damn thing is like trying to get caught up, you know. So my first regular paycheck was a week late. It didn't have any stipend money on it. When I did get stipend money the following month, it wasn't right. And it took all this time for them to acknowledge this other money that they owed me. And then they didn't get that right, you know. So, I'm at the point where I want to get a contract next year, so I'm just not going to complain. And then starting at the beginning of the year, they should get everything straightened. They should get every damn thing straightened out. They don't have it straightened out right now. The Black Widow, how you doing? Thank you for coming in. But that's just an aggravant, I can rant about. Black Widow, I'm gonna have to talk with you. You're gonna have to send me your phone number. Look at one of my videos, and my email is in all my videos. So look at one of my videos and send me your phone number so I can send you a text message, and we can either talk or we can text. I'm off for the next 9 days. I would like to spend a few minutes with you, and I'm really impressed with the stuff that you're releasing. You're really releasing some really good stuff, and I've been giving you as much watch time as I can, trying to support the Modern Day Breakfast Club, because you support me, so I'm supporting you. But I'm very impressed with what all you've been putting out. 5 in the house and 4 likes. Please leave a like to support the channel. It will be greatly appreciated. And Heathen, guess what? I had to go on the other side of town to the central office to pick up a check. So Walmart is down about a mile down the road from that, and so I'm not really going far out of my way. So I went over to that Walmart, and they had plenty of boxes, so I picked up 5 of them. So I got a box to put your stuff together, which means you're going to be getting your goodie box mailed off this coming week. And depending on how things go, I might mail off a second one. The next person after KP Heathen will be SD Mountain Man, Scott. You're showing 5 likes. Well, that's great. On my iPad, it's showing 4 in the house and 4 likes. On my phone, I'm not looking at likes, but it's showing 4 in the house. So somebody might have jumped off camera to say hello to somebody or go check out somebody's video, but not many people in right now. Friday evening, it's Friday evening. I haven't been promoting my channel, so the people who are here are the ones that really want to be here, and I appreciate that. So that being said, I got some more stuff in the process of coming in, but I'm going to open up. This I got from Amazon today. I still got a couple more things that should be coming in from Amazon. I'm going to cut this open. See what we got here. Prepper's Water Purification Survival Bible. It's a mouthful. How to find, harvest, filter, purify, and store water off the grid by Jonathan Nash. Paperback. Got a lot of bibliography back here. And let's see, a glossary. Interested in receiving free advanced copies of my future books? Help me spread the word. Shopping and to-do list. Oh, okay. I think I might go through some of this tonight and go through some of the stuff that he's talking about. Has over 100 pages of information. I want to tab this page. I want to tag this page so I can do some reading to y'all in a little while. But the Prepper's Water Purification and Survival Bible. So I got that in. I'm trying to up my print library of stuff that's prepper related. Let's see what I can see. Who's here? Eddie O'Neill. Eddie O'Neill, thank you for coming. Eddie O'Neill. 6 in the house, 5 likes. So I got that one in. And here's another one. Let's see what's in this one. Water purification. Want some more of these? I'm thinking about putting these in the goodie boxes. These are water purification tablets for potable water, proven effective against Giardia lamblia when used as directed, camping, hiking, travel. 50 tablets. Each one's got 50 tablets. There's a part A and a part B. So like when you're dealing with these, you basically put in a part A, let it dissolve, wait about 30 minutes, and then you put in the part B, and you let it dissolve, and you wait about 30 minutes, and then it should be where it won't kill you. And 2 tablets make 1 quart. Suitable, bacteriologically suitable to drink. Uniform dosage per tablet assured. So you got a quart, that would be like 2 of the half liters. A quart is 32 ounces, and a liter is 2.2 pounds. So that would be a little over. So you're talking about an additional 3 or 4 ounces. Another book. Prepper's Medical Manual. This is a lot thicker one. Prepper's Medical Manual, the ultimate readiness guide for medical emergencies and disaster situations. James C. Jones, co-founder of Live Free USA, and the cover is it's a water repellent material. Be prepared to face any medical emergency with the essential guide. And it goes through different scenarios, and it's got pictures. And I've been through training on a lot of this stuff. Some of it's drawings and some of it's pictures. And I'll go through this a little bit more. Yeah, one of the goals that I have is to take 10 or 15 minutes and submit my request for monetization. And I'm going to do that over spring break. I've got to get my taxes taken care of. I got to get my daughter's taxes taken care of. I got to go Tuesday. I go for my wellness check, my annual wellness check. The doctor will write me a script for a year's worth of my medication, so that, you know, a lot of the doctors you see these days, they don't want to write your script for more than 3-4 months. You know, they want you to come see them. Like some of them will say 6 months. You got to come back in 6 months, and they won't write you another refill unless you go back and see them, because they want that money. You know, they want that business. They want that money. The one that I see will allow me to go for once a year. So I did not live stream yesterday because I had a school function. I think I'd mentioned I did a post on my community wall, and it had an image of a emergency food, and said be prepared. And then I indicated that I would not be live streamed yesterday, but I'd be back today. The thing about Mama 4 Boys, thank you for coming in, Mama 4 Boys. You know, the thing about preparedness is part of its organization. You know, do you know what you need? Do you have your stuff organized in a way that you can get to it? Do you carry the stuff with you that you need to have with you? Do you have a pretty good inventory of what you have? Do you have a list of what you need, and are you shopping that list? Do you have a budget set aside, so much per paycheck or so much per month or whatever, that you can add to your preps or your preparedness for contingencies that you may have to deal with? I when I was in college, way back when, we're talking 40 some odd years ago, I took theology classes in addition to my regular course of studies through Howard Payne, and they had an annex, you know, there at my college, you know, right off their property, and they offered courses that were taught by pastors. I can remember a pastor that I had, 40, he'd be probably in his 80s right now, 40 some odd years ago. He was a young man then. Stan Harlan, Pastor Stan Harlan. He was an associate pastor at First Baptist Church in Corpus Christi. First Baptist is down on the water. And I was attending A&M Corpus. And he taught theology classes that I took. And at that time, we were using, for whatever reason, New International Version, because it's supposed to be very readable. And we had the Haley's Bible Handbook. And we also had texts based on what we were studying, you know. But I've always used a Haley's Bible Handbook. And I've got one. I've had a couple. I've given them away, and I've bought new ones. They update them every year. There's a new edition of them. And the one that I have is falling apart. So I said, I think I want to get a new Haley's Bible Handbook. And I was scrolling through I was scrolling through, and I saw Haley's Study Bible, and it's a Bible with a handbook interlaced along with it. So it's like 1,700 pages. And I said, I'll buy that. So I ordered it. The Bible that I used, and I've used periodically, as an adult the last 40 some odd years, it's falling apart on me. It's falling apart because of use. They don't last forever. Not when you use them the way I used to use them. So, hopefully it hits both of those, both of those needs. And if not, I can always just buy a Haley Bible Handbook. And I would use that with my King James Bible. But I got that coming in. I think I paid $35 for it, so we'll see. It should be coming in anytime. So as I was saying, I showed one of the books that I bought, and it is a Prepper's Water Purification Survival Bible. At the back end of it, it says shopping list and to-do list. Let me read this to you real fast, some of this stuff in here real fast. Storage tanks, BHP free, opaque, stored in a cool place, preferably ones that you can carry. So as an example, I have a bunch of 3.5 gallon stackable water jugs. They're plastic, and they've got a handle on them, and they're shaped so that the neck will fit over the seat of the throat area, the seat area around it. It'll fit over it, and I stack them like 3 high. And I get those over at Walmart, and I've got a bunch of them. And they want to sell. It would be nice to have those water bricks, but they're so expensive. You get like 6 water bricks for like $120. And they look cool, but it's way too much money for what you want to have. These water bricks will hold like 3.5 gallons of water, and you're going to pay $120 for 6 bricks. I don't think so. So they tell you, Prepper Book Club. Thank you for coming in, Prepper Book Club. I'm going through some stuff that I purchased that I got in, and right now I'm going through some stuff on a book about water. Thank you for coming in. Please leave a like to support the channel. 8 likes, 8 in the house. So again, storage tanks, and then testing strips to test the quality of your water supply, especially your well. Buckets. Too many uses to list. Castile soap for washing yourself and your pets. Solid bars are preferable. These have a good shelf life if stored well. Be sure to have a good stockpile. Be sure to avoid any that contain any unnatural scents and dyes. Water bottles for traveling. I'm going through the list. Roof and lawn rain catchment systems, including rain barrels. Portable gas stove. If you lose power or gas for your kitchen stove, this will be used to boil water to clean it. If you live in an apartment, it probably won't be easy to start a campfire for that purpose. So this is more than just for water. So as I've said, those little stoves that I've been promoting, and I do it, I don't get paid for anything. I'm not sponsored for anything. I just use these. You can get the ones that are that burn a little tab. Looks like a little mini candle. They're little fuel tabs. You can get those. You don't want to use them inside because of the smell. But what's really good to have, and what I use, and you can see a couple up here if you look where I'm pointing. I use a Coggins, and then I've got a Sterno, and I've got a couple of them. And you basically use canned heat, chafing fuel or whatever, and you can boil water with that. You can boil water with that, and easy to store, easy to transport. So I encourage people when it comes to that. That's something you might want to have. A paper map of your area, preferably laminated or coated to make it weatherproof. Yeah, you want a state map of your state. If you can get a city map of your city, like going down, you should be able to get them freebie, or they might just be a few dollars. Go down to your where your local government's at, your city hall or whatever, and they should have those down there. They used to, you move into the area and they give them to you free. I've got one that's like 20 years old. It hasn't been updated. It's not an updated. It's like a 20-year-old version, and they've done a lot of updating in the last 20 years. So you'd want something more current. Bleach for home cleaning and for water purification. Bleach, and bleach isn't expensive. Purification tablets for easy to carry water cleaning. And you can put these in a first aid kit, your first aid bag, or whatever, your carry bag. They're not expensive. Filters designed for camping and survival with a 0.03 micron mesh. Filters. Like an N95. Hydrogen peroxide, borax, white vinegar, and bleach for cleaning. Electrolytes, salt, potassium chloride, magnesium chloride. This book, preferably in physical paper form, so that you can use it even when the power is out. The thing about getting books is, power goes down, as long as you got good lighting, you're good to go. If you have a well that requires power, you will want a gas power generator. Your wells run on 220. You need more power. It's like your dryer. If you got an electric stove, electric water heater, your central heat, that's all 220. Your heat and AC, that's 220. You got like central air, your water heater, your electric stove, it's all 220. So the pump for a water well is 220. You got to have a lot of juice for that electric pump. If you have a well that requires power, you will want a gas-powered generator. A bug-out bag that you can grab and go in a hurry, preferably a backpack. Yeah, everybody needs a carry bag. Now, I will say, and I'll dispute a little bit with this guy about gas. If you like gas, okay. But I like the dual fuel and one that'll burn propane or gasoline, either or. And I would only run with propane. And you get the 20-pound tanks, and you have several of those. And I would only run the propane because it's a lot easier on your equipment. That generator will last you a lot longer. Now that in change, you have your oil changes. When you clock your hours, when you get to that point where it says you need to change your oil. It's like cars, religiously. It used to be 3 months or 3,000 miles. Every 3 months or 3,000 miles, 4 times a year, you get your oil changed. And now sometimes they say 4,000 miles or whatever, 5,000 miles. Some of these oils and synthetics and such, you don't have to change them as often. But it was always 3 months, 3,000 miles. A shovel that will come in handy in many ways: solar stills, burying water caches, digging a well, digging a cellar, etc. Yeah, having a good shovel, having a good pickaxe, having a sharpshooter. You want all those. You want a good saw, post hole diggers. You want all those tools that you can manually, what you need to do. Camouflage. This doesn't mean a pattern that looks like plants at a distance. In the broader sense, I mean something that can conceal your water and supplies so that anyone looking your way won't suspect you have something worth stealing. A plan. A plan A, a plan B, and a plan C. This isn't something you can buy. It's something you need to make and share with everyone who will be a part of your plan. And I've always said that. Do you have a group? Does everybody know their part in the group? Do they know who the leaders are? Do they know who the backup leaders are in case something happens to them? These are things you need to think about. Mr. Whistle, thanks for coming in, Mr. Whistle. It is slow for a Friday night. 7 in the house, 9 likes. If you haven't left a like, please leave a like to support the channel. Composting tumbler. Not mandatory, but a pretty good thing to have. A ladder. You will need this if you plan on a rooftop rain catchment. You can clean your roof and gutter, and you'll need it if you hand dig wells. You'll need to get out of the hole somehow. Toiletries, enough to last a year. You know how many people were going around crazy because they ran out of toilet paper during the pandemic? You got people losing their minds because there's no toilet paper. It's like, why wait till you're almost out? You're on your last roll, or you're the last roll again. I'm sorry, but that's stupidity to me. And if you're one of those people, I apologize. Hopefully nobody in here, ran out of toilet paper during the pandemic. But I mean, there were people freaking out over it. Toiletries. Belinda's Country Living. Hello, Belinda. Thank you for coming in. This includes toilet paper, which we know will vanish from shelves as soon as people get spooked. Use biodegradable, eco-friendly options if you can. These will work better for composting black water and waste disposal. An auger for digging holes and finding groundwater. And I'll go through that list again. That's his. And then I'm going to read this and then we'll go through it. I'll take notes and then we'll hit the high spots. But Prepper's Water Purification Survival Bible, How to Find, Harvest, Filter, Purify, and Store Water Off the Grid by Jonathan Nash. I got this on Amazon. Wasn't expensive. It was like $13, $14. I'll put it up on my community wall. We'll go through it. A Prepper's Medical Manual. This is the ultimate readiness guide for medical emergencies and disaster situations. James C. Jones, co-founder of Live Free USA. Be prepared to face any medical emergency with this essential guide. While many first aid manuals provide valuable instructions on how to respond to various medical situations, they may not meet the need of the average citizen preparing to meet a broad range of medical emergencies with limited skills, limited supplies, and limited or non-existent support from the emergency management system and medical professionals. In this color illustrated manual, veteran survivalist and trained EMT James C. Jones did not create just another first aid book. Instead, each subject is approached from the perspective of equipping the untrained citizen to provide care for family members and neighbors under extremely trying conditions without expert help. Prepper's medical manual includes basic first aid subjects such as bandaging, splinting, control of bleeding, and treatment of shock, along with those associated with true disasters and emergencies, complete with multiple step-by-step response guides and checklists for stocking personal medical emergency kits. Prepper's medical manual can ensure readiness for even the worst case scenarios. I'm going to go through this and I'm going to find and take notes on it. And I'm going to be interested to see what he says you should stock in your kit. It will be interesting to see what he says about that. He's even got some stuff on terrorist chemical attacks. Poisonous chemicals. What to have. First aid for chemical poisoning. Common household chemical poisons. Carbon monoxide poisoning. Signs and symptoms. Trina's this and that. Hello, Trina. Thank you for coming in. Welcome this evening. Please leave a like to support the channel if you haven't done so. Hello, Holly. Holly Ivans. $12 likes, 9 in the house. So let's open this up and let's see what the chapters are. Table of contents. Why learn first aid? Legal issues when rendering first aid. Scene safety. Personal protection, PPE. Personal protection equipment, PPE. Practical triage. Expedient rescue. patient evaluation, cardiac and respiratory emergencies, severe bleeding, hypovolemic shock, head injuries, eye injuries, thoracic chest injuries, abdominal injuries, musculoskeletal injuries, soft tissue injuries, wound management and closure, burns, heat and cold emergencies, diabetic emergencies, stroke, severe dehydration, poisoning, bites and stings, allergic and anaphylactic reactions, gunshot wounds. If SHTF actually happens, there's going to be a lot more gunshot wounds. Explosive blast injuries, radiation exposure and protection. That would be like, you're 100 miles away from a nuke going off. What do? You survive the blast, but what do you do for the first couple of weeks? While the radiation, if the wind's blowing the right direction, you're going to get it. Communicable diseases and epidemics, patient packaging and transport, first aid supplies and kits, first aid skill training, 10 principles of first aid. Those are the chapters. I will peruse it, go through, take some notes, and I can talk more about it. Hello, bus stop. Whew. 10 in the house, 13 likes. 42 minutes in. Doing pretty good. So, I'm interested to see what is recommended for a carry bag as far as medical is concerned. Items to have in your carry bag. Items for your first aid kit. Portable aqua tabs, pills. Like, a lot of the military rations that are being put out, they'll have a couple of aqua tabs, and they're to clean a quart or a couple of quarts of water to make it drinkable. Make sure it doesn't have anything in it that's bacteriological, going to kill you or whatever. Where your source is from. You gotta be careful where your source is, where you get your water from. But 50 pills in each one. There's a part A and a part B. You put the part A in, wait 30 minutes. You put the part B in, wait 30 minutes, and then after an hour, and you've got it all. It's drinkable. And these are not very expensive. These are less than $10. I'll list them on my website with what I paid. And right now my brain is sort of addled, so coming up with an exact amount. You want me to do something semi-intellectual, or requiring memory? Catch me in the morning. That's when I'm sharpest. If you can ever say I'm sharp. So I need to clear some pantry space for my number 10 cans. I'm really collecting number 10 cans right now, and I'm getting extras and such. I took a case of Sapaco low sodium to school. Got 5 kids. I gave each kid 2 rations a piece, divvied them up. I had a couple more that I opened up, and the kids got out the Pop Tarts and the crackers and the jelly and the the stuff that's with it. And I was explaining to them about what the military responders and such eat. There was a blurb. I get this news feed summary every day, and it takes about 10 minutes to go through it and gives you blurbs and various things happening. I think I'd mentioned that we would start giving out humanitarian daily rations. We're going to send pallets of rations over to Gaza. And I don't know who did it or whose it was, but there was an incident where one of the pallets that came out of a plane, and there were a bunch of pallets that were dropped, and they basically drop a pallet which is heavy with parachutes. Parachutes deploy, and they come down, they land, not too hard, but they land. A lot of weight, land. And then people can go and they can go grab them, and they cases, 10 to a case. And each one is considered 24 hours for a person. So if you get a case and it's for your family, and depending on how many members of your family, it may be for 1 day, or it might be for 5 days, or it might be for 2 or 3 days, But you get these cases, and they may issue you more than one case. And one of the pallets, the parachutes didn't deploy properly. And that thing came down pretty hard, and it landed on a roof of one of their houses or buildings, and it killed several people. It landed, roof collapsed, the people underneath it killed them. And then they're saying, "Oh, they're martyrs," because with that particular faith, you're a martyr. It means you're going to heaven. Martyr. You died for the cause. You died because somebody's parachute didn't deploy, and this probably ton of weight landed on your roof at a very high speed and basically crashed through. It crashed through anybody's roof, that kind of weight. So, and they had footage showing like these big transport planes, they roll them out down the ramp, and there's like 5 or 6 countries, Western countries, that are supplying them with, emergency supplies and such, and they don't know whose it was at the time. They may make a determination. Depends on what got dropped. They can tell you whose it was based on what the rations are, or whatever, what kind of rations or whatever they are. But I'm thinking they're FEMA humanitarian daily rations, and right now you can buy a case of them for $35, $36, $37, $40 for a case of 10, and they got lots of good components in them. You can break them open and mix and match, the components. And if you look at how much you pay for buying components, you're really getting a deal. So one of the things I would encourage people, if you're looking to buy something, buy a case of humanitarian daily rations. And like 14, hey Mike, thank you for coming in, Mike. So it does not cost you anything to window shop. If you don't have the Amazon app, you need to get the Amazon app. You need to get the Walmart app. And I do a lot of window shopping, and then I buy. They have spot sales and spot, price check. I check prices, and all of a sudden, hey, they got marked down. And that's when I buy stuff. I try to buy it the best deal I can get. And if I'm buying expensive stuff, I really shop it for a deal. I really shop it for a deal. And the military rations, which I used to be able to get, and I got a bunch of them, and they're like probably 8 or 10 years old, maybe. And I've had them for 5 or 6 years, stored properly, climate controlled, you know, and they'll last 20 years, you know, where they'll be edible when you store them properly. And I used to get them for like $5. Now you get them for 20, individual ones for like $20, or you get a case of 12 for like $150. You can get an A case or a B case. Each case has got 12 different menus, so there are 24 menus in all. For the standard rations, you can get a case of halal, you can get a case of kosher. What's really cool is the cold weather case, because the main in each one of the cold weathers is freeze dried, usually Mountain House. They're more expensive, they're harder to come by and harder to get, but they're really and they come in like in a white, they come in a white pouch as opposed to the military ones. But I think you get bang for the buck with the humanitarian daily rations. And when you get a case, it's going to be 4 years old, 5 years old, stored properly, no problems with it. Might be 3 years old, you know. And if you look at the components that come in it, like I want to buy a box, and they usually come in 12. Say I want to buy a box of shelf-stable cookies. You get 12 of them. They're individually packaged. Big cookies. You get 12 of them, $26. I buy a case of humanitarian daily rations for $35, and there are 20 cookies in there. You want to buy crackers? Right now, I can't get the type of crackers that they put in MREs. You know, I'm looking for them. I'm looking to get another box. You get, you know, like you get a box of like 50 of them. You know, and they're going for about $1 a piece. You know, for the foil crackers, they're vacuum sealed. You get an MDR case of humanitarian daily rations, you'll have 20 of the crackers, because they put 2 in each daily supply. You get 2 crackers, or 2 of the wrapped crackers, and you'll get peanut butter and jelly. You'll get a toaster pastry. So when you look at what's in there, and then you'll get a couple of mains. Now with the MDRs, the mains are going to be vegetarian or vegan, or what do you want to call them. They're not going to have meat in them, because, like, you know, for Jewish people, it's got to be kosher. It's got to be prepared. It's got to be kosher food, kosher whatever meat or whatever. For Muslims, it's got to be halal. You know, they're called halal. So like they can't have any pork. Stuff's got to be prepared a certain way. You know. So they've got like restrictions. So usually, when they're giving out MDRs, humanitarian daily rations, they're done in such a way that it's not going to offend anybody's religion. So what you get is a lot more generic type stuff. Like sometimes you get a smoothie in them. Like there are 3 companies that do the humanitarian daily rations for the government, And looking to see if anybody else came in when I was jawing. And right now, they're really pushing the Warnick and Sapaco. I mean, if I go and I look on Amazon right now, there you get the Warnick, and they're different. There's some differences in what they put in them that between the companies. You know, there are some differences. So, and there'll be several different menus of what you get. So I think this is a really good deal. So if you're by yourself and you want to have a 10-day supply, or right at 10-day supply, you get 10 24-hour rations. They don't come with Flamish ration heaters. I don't care for them. I usually don't use them. I usually have a pot of water and I'll heat my mains by choice in a pot of water. And if you've got one of those little stoves with some, and I'll try to do another video of me doing some stuff with it, or maybe a segment for my next goodie box, which will be KP Heathen. And I got the box Heathen. Went and got 5 boxes. I was on the other side and I went to that Walmart and got 5 boxes. So you're going to be getting yours this coming week. Joshua Humphrey, thank you for coming in, Joshua. More of the gibberish. Living in the house, 14 likes. So, going over what I got in today, I got in a book on Prepper's Water Purification Survival Bible, Jonathan Nash. I read some material on it. I'll go through it, make some notes, which we'll go through. I got a Prepper's Medical Manual, The Ultimate Readiness Guide for Medical Emergencies in Disaster Situations, James C. Jones, co-founder of Live Free USA. He's also an EMT, Prepper and EMT. And I'm going to go through it. I had got, a couple of weeks back probably, I got in a how to use a compass, a little guide, paid like less than $10 for it. Your little guide to becoming an expert navigator with a trusty compass. I got that one in. I got another one that I'll show. The Survival Handbook, which I think I've shown before. This one I got at Sam's Club. When I got it, I paid $13.38 for it. And this one's got a lot of good stuff in it, like how to do stuff. All sorts of stuff to wear and gear, various things. So I'm off for the next 9 days, and I will I will plan on doing some videos. I will do some shorts. I'll do some community wall posts. I've got to do my paperwork or whatever I need to do for monetization. And I will plan on live streaming every day at 7 p.m. if I can. I got jury duty Monday. I got a call Sunday night. I'm hoping they cancel it for me. If not, I might have to do it Monday. I'm pretty sure I'd get released after the fact because they're not going to want me for a jury. And Tuesday at 2 p.m. I've got my wellness checkup. So want to get that out of the way. My doctor will write me a script for a year's worth of medication. A lot of doctors don't want to do that. They want you to come at least twice a year so they can get a double, you know. My insurance pays for my wellness checkup, so it's like a freebie for me. Take care, Joseph. If you're leaving, appreciate you. So, you know, I believe in being preparedness. The Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, the motto of the Scouts is be prepared. How do you be prepared? Well, you need to learn, you need to train, you need to be organized, you need to have a inventory of what you have, you need a list of what you need to shop that list. You need to know what you're preparing for, your contingencies and such, and training a group, people that will support you. Everybody knows what's going on. You need all that. Life is good, but it is what it is. I truly believe that. And at this point, 62 minutes in, I'm trying to keep the time down. I hope everybody has a blessed day. I hope to see you back here tomorrow. Check my community wall posts going back. I list a lot of good people on there, but then I also post items that I recommend, that I own, that I use. Oftentimes will put the prices on them. And I encourage you to go through that. And it'll give you a lot of good ideas of stuff that you can buy. Everybody, please have a blessed day. And I will hopefully see everybody back tomorrow for another edition of Coffee Talk.